Hello. In this video, we're going to learn how to write a check to replenish a petty cash. This is probably something that you would end up doing probably quite regularly, maybe on a monthly basis. You would have a petty cash fund available for those small purchases that happen throughout the month, and then when the cash becomes low, you would write a check to replenish that fund. So again, from the home screen, you would go to the Write Checks button that you'll find over in the banking section, and then your check form will come up. The top part of the form is the actual check that you're filling out, and the bottom part then is the account information. So we are going to first of all choose the bank account. It's going to come out of our bank checking account. It gives you the ending balance as of that moment. It automatically puts a check number in there to keep track of those check numbers, and we're going to write this check on the 30th of September. So you want to check your date and make sure that you change the date. We're going to pay to the order of, we're going to use Jamie Weston because Jamie is the employee at this dance studio company who actually looks after the petty cash. So we're going to, and you'll notice on the list that Jamie Weston was created using the other name section. So he's not a vendor, he's not a customer, he's just a name that we can put on the check. So there's no address that comes up either. The intent is that Jamie would actually physically take this check to the bank and have it cashed in order to replenish the cash funds in the account. The memo that we would put in the bottom is replenish petty cash, and then we would keep track below of what all of the different items are that we have spent our money on throughout the month. So during the month we purchased some office supplies, so we have an account office and computer supplies. There's no tax amount automatically, so we're going to put HST in there, and the amount was $56.44 on our receipt, and we can just put that we purchased some ink for printer, depending on what it is. And then we also purchased or paid for some cleaning to take place. So we have an expense account called maintenance and cleaning. We apply the HST, and the amount on that receipt was $24.75. We can just put a memo that says routine cleaning in office. And then the third item, the third receipt that we have in our cash drawer, is we paid for some music that we can use in our studio. So we have a music inventory expense. It's got the HST code as well, and we paid $51.55. And then we just can put music for studio. And that would be the description in our memo field. And you'll see that as we've been going, QuickBooks has been totaling the HST on those three amounts. And you'll see that the amount at the top on the check has been filled out with the total so far. So the receipts that we had in our drawer, in our cash drawer for the petty cash, total $150. Our petty cash fund at the start was $175. I'm just going to type that here so you can see it in front of you. That was what our total was at the start. If our receipts total $150, then there should be $25 in cash left in the drawer. However, our person who looks after the petty cash, Jamie Weston, indicates that there is $23.50 left in the cash drawer. So that means that we are $1.50 short. So somewhere along the line we've made probably an error in giving out money or giving out change or whatever, so there is a difference of $1.50. So we need to put that $1.50 into a cash short and over account. So we have an expense account that has been created for cash over and short. You'll notice there's no tax associated with it because it's just going to hold the amount that we're over or short, and that's that $1.50. So now I'm just going to delete those because I just wanted you to see it in front of you. So now what you see is $151.50. So if we take the $151.50 plus the $23.50, so I'm just going to open my calculator. So if we take the $151.50, which is the total of our expenses, and add to that the $23.50 that's in the drawer, we should come up with $175. And that is what the total of our petty cash fund is supposed to be. So you remember the rule from our first level accounting that at all times the cash drawer must contain the total of the petty cash fund, either in cash or a combination of cash and receipts. And in this case, we had to use the cash over and short account because we were short that $1.50. There should have been an additional $1.50 in that account. So let's take a look at this for a second and talk about what QuickBooks is going to do when we click Save and Close. QuickBooks will automatically create the journal entry for replenishing that petty cash fund. All of these expenses will be the debits, and those debits total the $151.50. And the credit then will be cash because it's coming out of our bank checking account. So the credit will be cash for $151.50. So the two sides will be balanced. The check will be written. Jamie Weston will be able to take that check to the bank and cash it and return that cash to the petty cash drawer. So the petty cash drawer will contain this amount of cash, $151.50, plus the $23.50 that was already sitting there. Together, those two amounts equal $175, which is the total amount for the petty cash fund. So that's what you need to do to replenish the petty cash fund. You create the check for the individual who's actually going to cash it. Again, you always check to make sure your date is correct. You don't bother filling that amount in because QuickBooks will fill it in as you list the expenses, and those expenses line up with the receipts that you've got in front of you from the petty cash drawer. If there is a discrepancy, then you use that cash over and short account for the additional amount. That's all you need to do. Click on Save and Close. The check is in the system, and that's all you need to do to write a check to replenish your petty cash.